Hey everyone, I'm David.
And I'm Anna. Welcome back to Learning English Together.
Today we are practicing a practical, everyday English scene.
We're focusing on checking out of a hotel.
The main scenario is checking out at the front desk, confirming charges, and asking for a receipt.
One common learner problem is this. Hotel English often becomes difficult at the end of the stay because learners must talk about bills, minibar charges, luggage, and timing.
In this lesson, you will learn how to say you're checking out, confirm the bill, and ask practical follow-up questions before leaving.
We will start with a short hook, move into a realistic dialogue, pull out the key phrases, do shadowing, and then finish with a quick review.
Stay with us and speak out loud with us. That is where the real progress happens.
You are in a hurry to catch a train, and now the front desk asks about your room number, minibar charges, and receipt.
That kind of moment happens to a lot of English learners.
The problem is usually not grammar. It is pressure.
You have to answer quickly, understand a service worker, and make a clear choice in real time.
Today we will practice one concrete situation, checking out of a hotel in the morning before leaving for the station.
Listen for the useful chunks, not just individual words.
If you can remember a few complete phrases, the whole conversation becomes much easier.
First, let's hear the full dialogue. Good morning. I'd like to check out, please.
Of course. What room number were you in?
Room 814.
Thank you. One moment while I pull up your booking.
Sure.
All right. I see a 3-night stay. Did you use anything from the minibar?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Then your total is $320.
Does that include tax?
Yes, it does.
Great. Could I pay by card?
Certainly. Please insert your card here.
Done.
Thank you. The payment has gone through.
Can I get a receipt, please?
Of course. Would you like a printed receipt or an email copy?
An email copy would be great.
No problem. Is the email on file still correct?
Yes, it is.
Wonderful. Do you need help calling a taxi to the station?
Actually, yes. Could you call one for me?
Certainly. It should arrive in about 10 minutes.
Perfect. Can I leave my luggage here until the taxi comes?
Yes, that's fine.
Thank you for your help.
You're very welcome. We hope to see you. Let's go over the most useful phrases from this conversation.
This is the section where we turn the dialogue into reusable English.
Instead of memorizing one word at a time, we want to learn the full phrase that people actually say.
That makes your English faster, calmer, and more natural in a real situation.
Phrase 1 is, I'd like to check out, please.
This is the cleanest way to start the checkout conversation.
Notice that this phrase is polite, direct, and easy to repeat under pressure.
A simple example is, I'd like to check out now, please.
At the hotel desk, checkout is a fixed chunk. Learn it as one piece.
If you do not know every word around you, this phrase still helps you keep the conversation moving.
That is exactly why chunk learning is so powerful for everyday English. Phrase 2 is, does that include tax?
Use this to confirm the final amount before paying.
Notice that this phrase is polite, direct, and easy to repeat under pressure.
A simple example is, does that include breakfast?
The same structure works for tax, breakfast, parking, or service charges.
If you do not know every word around you, this phrase still helps you keep the conversation moving.
That is exactly why chunk learning is so powerful for everyday English. Phrase 3 is, could I pay by card?
This is a polite payment question that works almost everywhere.
Notice that this phrase is polite, direct, and easy to repeat under pressure.
A simple example is, could I pay in cash?
Replace by card with the payment method you want.
If you do not know every word around you, this phrase still helps you keep the conversation moving.
That is exactly why chunk learning is so powerful for everyday English. Phrase 4 is, could I get a receipt, please?
Ask this after payment if you need proof of payment for work or travel records.
Notice that this phrase is polite, direct, and easy to repeat under pressure.
A simple example is, could you email me the receipt?
Receipt is a high-frequency travel word. It is worth memorizing.
If you do not know every word around you, this phrase still helps you keep the conversation moving.
That is exactly why chunk learning is so powerful for everyday English. Phrase 5 is, can I leave my luggage here until the taxi comes?
This is useful when you check out before you leave the area.
Notice that this phrase is polite, direct, and easy to repeat under pressure.
A simple example is, can I leave my bags here for an hour?
You can swap luggage and bags depending on the situation.
If you do not know every word around you, this phrase still helps you keep the conversation moving.
That is exactly why chunk learning is so powerful for everyday English.
Now let's connect these phrases to a few communication habits that make everyday English easier.
First, say the main purpose early.
In this lesson, that means saying what you need clearly when you're checking out at the front desk, confirming charges, and asking for a receipt.
When the other person understands your goal quickly, the rest of the conversation becomes simpler.
Second, keep your follow-up questions short.
Short questions are easier to say and easier for the listener to answer clearly.
Third, repeat the key detail if it matters.
This is especially helpful with time, price, size, location, or any service rule.
Repeating an important detail is not a mistake. It is a communication strategy.
Here are a few support phrases you can use in almost any service conversation.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Could you say that a little more slowly?
Let me make sure I understood.
These short rescue phrases give you time and help you stay calm.
They also work perfectly in the situation of checking out a hotel.
Before we move on, listen once more to the most reusable chunks from this lesson.
I'd like to check out, please. Does that include tax? Could I pay by card? Can I get a receipt, please? Can I leave my luggage here until the taxi comes?
If you can say those lines smoothly, you can handle a big part of this real-life situation.
Now let's practice them actively with shadowing.
Now it's your turn. Listen and repeat.
Keep your voice relaxed, but clear.
Short line, short pause, then repeat again in your own rhythm later.
I'd like to check out, please.
What room number were you in?
Does that include tax?
Could I pay by card?
Can I get a receipt, please?
An email copy would be great.
Can I leave my luggage here until the taxi comes?
Could you call a taxi for me?
Today we practiced what to say for checking out of a hotel.
The goal is not to sound perfect. The goal was to sound clear and ready.
Remember the main pattern from this lesson.
I'd like to check out, please. Does that include tax? Could I pay by card? Could I get a receipt, please?
Say the checkout flow once from memory. Check out, confirm the bill, pay, ask for the receipt, and ask about your luggage.
Repeat the shadowing section again later today if you want the phrases to feel automatic.
Small, repeated practice is how confidence grows.
Keep going.
You are building practical English for real life.
See you in the next lesson.
Bye.